A quiet office. Late at night. The kind of silence where even a single mistake can echo like thunder. He was just a janitor. A single dad trying to make ends meet. He wasn't supposed to touch anything important, especially not $1 million design sitting on the CEO's desk. But one small act, one instinctive moment, changed everything. Before we dive into this powerful story, take a moment to support the channel Echoes of Stories. Like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments, because stories like this remind us that kindness can come from the most unexpected places. It was almost midnight when Daniel finished cleaning the last hallway. His back ached, his hands were rough from years of hard work, and his mind was heavy with thoughts of his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, waiting for him at home. Daniel wasn't always a janitor. Years ago, he had dreams, big ones. He had studied design in college, hoping to work in architecture or product design. But life didn't go as planned. After his wife passed away unexpectedly, everything changed. Bills piled up. Dreams faded. Survival became the only goal. Now, he worked nights cleaning offices in one of the biggest tech companies in the city. That night, as he pushed his cleaning cart past the executive floor, he noticed something unusual. The door to the CEO's office was slightly open. The lights inside were still on. He hesitated. Normally, he would just move on. But something pulled him closer. Inside, papers were scattered across the desk. At the center was a large digital tablet displaying a product design, something sleek, modern, and clearly unfinished. Daniel stepped in quietly, looking around. No one was there. He didn't mean to get involved. But as he glanced at the design, something clicked in his mind. Years of studying design hadn't left him. He could see the flaw immediately, a small structural issue that could cause major problems later. He whispered to himself, "This won't hold under pressure." Before he could stop himself, he reached out and adjusted the design slightly on the tablet. Just a small change. A better angle. A stronger support. It took him less than a minute. But in that minute, everything went wrong. "What are you doing?" The voice cut through the room like a blade. Daniel froze. Standing at the door was Claire Reynolds, the CEO. Sharp, confident, and known for having zero tolerance for mistakes. Her eyes locked onto him, then onto the screen. "Did you just touch my design?" she demanded. I'm sorry," Daniel stammered. "I just noticed something, and I thought." "You thought?" she snapped, stepping closer. "You're a janitor. You're not paid to think about company designs." Daniel lowered his head. "I didn't mean any harm. I just saw a problem, Anne." "You're fired," she said coldly. Just like that. No discussion. No second chance. Daniel felt his chest tighten. "Please. I have a daughter. I need this job." Claire didn't hesitate. "Security will escort you out." Minutes later, Daniel stood outside the building, holding a small box with his belongings. The cold night air hit his face, but it wasn't as harsh as the reality sinking into his heart. He had just lost everything. Back inside, Claire sat at her desk, frustrated. She looked at the design again, shaking her head. "How dare he," she muttered. But then something caught her eye. The adjustment Daniel had made. At first, she frowned. Then she leaned closer. Her expression changed. She quickly pulled up the original version and compared it. Silence filled the room. Then, slowly, she whispered, "Wait." She called her lead design engineer immediately. "Look at this," she said, pointing at the screen. "Tell me what you see." The engineer studied it carefully. Seconds passed. Then his eyes widened. This fixes the load issue," he said. "We've been struggling with this for weeks. This adjustment, it's exactly what we needed. Claire's heart dropped. Are you sure? She asked. He nodded. Whoever did this, they understand design deeply. Claire leaned back in her chair, stunned. She thought about Daniel. His nervous voice. His apology. And suddenly, her decision didn't feel so right anymore. Minutes later, she was running. Running through the halls, down the elevator, out into the street. Daniel was just about to walk away when he heard her voice behind him. Daniel! Wait! He turned, confused. Claire stood there, slightly out of breath, something no one in the company had ever seen before. I need you to come back, she said. Daniel blinked. What? I was wrong, she admitted. What you did, it saved us. That design, it works because of you. Daniel didn't know what to say. I judged you too quickly, she continued, her voice softer now. I saw your uniform, not your ability. And that was my mistake. There was a long pause. I can't promise to fix everything, she said. But I can offer you something better. A position on our design team. If you're willing. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. Are you serious? He asked. Claire nodded. Very. He looked down at the box in his hands. Then back at her. All I ever wanted, was a chance, he said quietly. You deserve one, she replied. Weeks later, Daniel sat at a desk, not with a mop or a broom, but with a tablet and a team that respected him. He worked hard. Not just for himself, but for Lily. And Claire? She changed too. She started listening more. Judging less. And she made it a point to know the people behind the roles in her company. Because she learned something that night she would never forget. Kindness isn't about status. It's about seeing people for who they truly are. So the next time you see someone overlooked, underestimated, or ignored, remember Daniel. A single dad. A janitor. And the man who changed everything with one small act, and a little courage. Because sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can open the biggest doors. And maybe, just maybe, someone out there is waiting for you to believe in them.